The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. We are back here at the Rio. Wow, what a night that was last night. So crazy in this place that Daniel Negreanu broke the internet. I blame him. We are actually kicked off our lost the internet here at the Rio. I know Poker News was victimized as well, but apparently couldn't handle what was happening down here with the Daniel Negreanu playing heads up for a bracelet. You know, we had Phil Hellmuth playing for a bracelet. Didn't quite draw the same amount of enthusiasm, apparently, to everybody on the internet as Daniel Negreanu did. But it was a wild night last night. And, you know, we're going to break it all down for you as much as we can. Might have a little shorter show this morning just because of what's going on. But we've got a lot of news to cover, a lot of things that happened yesterday. See if we can hit. Joe Payne down at is playing the seniors event right now. Of course, we're going to get a final number on that at some point. A little disappointed. I think the number is going to be right around what it was last year, maybe a tad smaller, believe it or not. So we'll see where the registration numbers ended up on that. It's going to be pretty close. But a very exciting day here at the Rio course because this place is pretty packed. Of course, the 3 o'clock deep stack postponed because there are no tables to be had in the place. Seniors taking them all up. So, but a good day. Pretty good day over here. Of course, we want to thank all of our great sponsors of the show. We, of course, are on KLAV 1230 AM and KLAV1230am.com on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. We'll soon be heading over to KBAT as well. On Friday nights, should be around 5 o'clock. I have a phone call to make on that one today. At 920thegame.com, so we're very excited to be joining that station as well. And, of course, all of our great sponsors. Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm sporting the Run Good Gear Nike pullover. This thing is awesome. Unfortunately, I left my pullover at home, so I had to bust one of these out for a little bit. Great stuff at rungoodgear.com. Make sure you go to rungoodgear.com, put in the code HOKE for 10% off, and you're going to score big with the guys from Run Good Gear. Great stuff. Also, our friends at Arctic Blue Cooling Towels. Getting a lot of nibbles on the towels today. People intrigued by them. Of course, you wet that towel down, and you are gold for 4 to 5 hours. Holds its temperature. Great product. Make sure you go to arcticblu.com and get in there. I'm wondering, there's just somebody standing in front of me, and I'm not sure why. Why is this man here? You see the hand and the cup going into the camera right now? Yeah, that's okay, Joe. I'm not sure what he's doing here, and I hope it's not what I think it is. Disqualified. Joe Payne is here, everybody. Joe, say it ain't so. Have you been ousted from the seniors tournament?
I was disqualified.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why?
I ran out of chips.
That is not a disqualification. That is a failure.
Failure to communicate. I was failing to communicate with the dealer who said, "Big blind, please," and I'm like, I don't have any chips left.
I'll say, let's just sit at the table for a little while with no chips. Were you hoping something was going to gravitate over to you? Maybe Andy was getting flipped your way.
Might consider a rebuy option for me, but they would not let me rebuy.
Could you imagine a seniors event with a
rebuy?
With a rebuy?
Can you imagine?
That would be fun.
I don't know.
That would be interesting. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Look good.
I'm sorry. We're on the air. Can I help?
You want a 2-minute interview?
Well, I actually just got on the air, so you can give me just a second to open up the show and we'll.
You know who I am?
Unfortunately, I don't. But...
Mason Mouth.
Oh.
Now, I only have a couple of minutes.
Oh, okay.
If you want a 2-minute interview, I can do
Oh, sure. Just let me open up and I'll hop in there. All right. Well, there you go.
I've been disqualified again.
Yeah, you're just getting thrown out all over the place.
All right, I'll let
but
Mason
yeah,
get in here.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah,
I'll be
don't-
around.
Okay. Well, I'm sure I'll see you here in a little bit. Hey, but once again, don't forget. While I wanted to mention a couple things before we get into the show. Make sure you guys, we've got the big event coming up over at the Golden Nugget for the PPC Poker Tour. Big one, June 29th through July 1st. So make sure you guys check that out. Chances to go to Aruba. So head on over there to ppcpokertour.com. And also got to make sure I say hi, guys at Blind Squirrel Apparel. They got some great stuff over here in the booth too. 20% off if you're stuck at home with the code Hoke. So
Or stuck at the Rio with no chips.
Yeah, or at the Rio with no chips. That's kind of a horrible situation, Joe. I'm devastated. It's the Rangers stuff. I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's the Rangers
I'll
stuff.
let Mason.
All right. Well, let's get the man from 2+2 in here. That's all right. Hey, we have people stopping in all the time saying hi, but this is the first time I've gotten to talk to you, Mason. I'm very happy to have you on the show. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm fine. We just happened to be walking by, so.
Yeah. Well.
Am I on camera?
Yeah.
Straighten up.
Yeah. Primp a little bit, look good for the girls. Very important. So I'll tell you what. Let's get your impressions about the World Series so far this year. What a crazy one it's been.
Well, I've been a little under the weather, so I don't really know that much about it. But I heard the turnouts have been quite large.
Yeah, very
And
exciting.
I know on our website we've had a lot of discussion. So I don't really have anything specific there to say.
Okay. Well, how are things going on 2+2? It's always ever growing website. Things are pretty exciting over there. So what's happening? You might want to move into the mic just a little bit there. Mason. There you go.
Is this better?
Yeah, that'll help. So
We're
yeah,
laughing at that.
yeah. So how's everything at 2+2?
Well, we're doing fine. You know, the poker business in general is down. So, but we're hanging in there pretty good. So we were actually pleased with the way the website's going, and we just came out with a new Harrington book.
Oh, really?
It's called Harrington on Modern Tournament Poker.
Wow.
We just released it a couple of weeks ago, and that'll probably be the last book we'll do for at least a couple of years.
Yeah, you guys have been doing a lot of publishing on that, but that's exciting. So what can we expect out of the new Harrington book?
Well, it basically is a discussion of the newer style, which is much looser and more aggressive than games tournament players used to be, a number of years ago, and how to handle that style and how to implement it yourself and so on.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a great read. Of course, you get Dan Harrington. It's always a good one. And of course, always great reads on 2+2, and of course, friends of Kevin Mathers, Katie Stone, a lot of your moderators. At this time of year, what is it like running 2+2 and trying to keep an eye on everything and making sure that things don't get out of hand when you're obviously in the middle of the Super Bowl for poker?
Well, what you just described is what goes on for us all the time. The only difference between this time of year is a lot of people who we know show up in town. So we end up having a lot of meetings and lunches with different people. That's really the only difference for us. But the website is active all year round, and there's always something going on the website that we have to address one way or the other.
Yeah, so what's been the trickiest things lately? I mean, there's always some entertaining topics that come up on there. Anything in particular come to mind?
Well, right now, I would say the trickiest thing is the discussion with the Venetian Poker Room in Sheldon Adelson,
yes,
and how that should be handled. Our position is, I just stated it last night for the first time officially, but our position is not to call for a boycott of the Venetian Poker Room. We feel that even if a boycott was 100% successful, all we would accomplish is some worthwhile people would lose their jobs.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't hurt Sheldon Adelson at all. On the other hand, we have told the Venetian that we won't accept any more advertising from them. So we're trying to sort of thread the needle there.
Yeah, it's a very tricky spot. Of course, the story breaking with Poker News not being allowed to cover the event over there either, I think is that going to be the tipping point for everybody to say, wow, we really need to step up and do something on this?
I don't know, because it's still not 100% clear why they're not allowed to cover. I know the speculation is that, they're affiliated with online poker sites, and therefore that's why they're not allowed in there. But I think that's still speculation right now, and there could be other reasons why they're not allowed in there. And that information needs to come out to know for sure. But if it's the case that they're not allowed in there because of their relationship with online poker rooms, that may be a tipping point for them, in that some less people will begin to play there.
Yeah, this whole, I know it's been a huge topic of discussion over here in Media Row for the last week or so with everything happening at Venetian, and it's great that, of course, having 2+2 being able to be the sounding board for everybody to get some great discussions. Sometimes things get a little nutsy on there, but overall, it's a great service to the poker community. 2+2, you guys have done a fantastic job with the website.
Okay, I only have a minute or two. Anything else you want to
I was
fire at me?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure.
Whatever you want is, we'll give it try to shoot an answer at you.
Fair enough. Well, what else? Where do you take 2+2 now? Obviously, it is the dominant form in poker, but is there another stage that you can take 2+2 to make it even better?
Well, the one thing we're trying to do is play an active role behind the scenes to help more states bring on legal internet poker. So that's where a lot of our quieted efforts are going right now. Whether that would include, meeting with different state officials or testifying in front of legislatures is something we've thrown out there to certain other groups, but we don't know if that'll happen. And the real answer to your question is what's going to happen to internet poker via the other states. If it does become legal in places like California and New York and Pennsylvania, then there'll be a lot of opportunities for not only 2+2, but many of the different companies involved in poker. If that doesn't happen, or at least takes a long time to happen, it's just going to stagnate.
Sure.
So sort of like it is. So you don't really know the answer to your question.
Okay. Well, it's all. Well, I got to tell you, Mason, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. Putting up, the man that is behind one of the great sites and interactive places for poker for everybody, no matter whether it's to talk about a general topic discussion, getting staking, or anything. It's been a great service you've done, and a pleasure to finally get to see you.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Sorry to have more time, but
that's all right.
A little bit is better, and I'll let you get back to your original interview.
Okay, it sounds good. Thank you very much. There you go, guys. Mason Bauman with 2+2, stopping by. That's the first time I've gotten to meet Mason in all this time. It's unbelievable. Joe Payne coming back in the bullpen there. Joe, yeah, I got to get Joe's headphones here hooked up because I didn't think you were going to be here. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I don't want to sound bad or anything. But so did Granny clip you? Did she?
No, actually. I played three hands basically. I raised with pocket sevens and got called by an individual, by one other player. Gentlemen, yeah, I need to shut this down, I guess. Got raised with pocket sevens to when the blinds were 25 and 50. I made it 175. Got called. The flop came 3 6s. I bet. I think I bet at 350. I got called. The turn came an unsignificant card. I bet again. I got called. It was two, and it was actually on the flop. There was 2 clubs, and that was one of the reasons why I bet. And a third club came on the river, so I checked, and he checked, and he turned over pocket 10. So we both flopped a full house. He flopped, 6s full of 10s. I had 6s full of 7s.
Ouch.
And that hurt. And then, on the other hand, against the same player, I had Queen Jack suited. I limped in, and the flop came Queen 8 rag. I bet the same player that I was in the full house with. he called. A jack came on the turn, giving me queens and jacks. I thought it was really good there. I checked. He bet, and I raised him. He bet 400. I made it 800. He called, and on the river again, the board wound up with 3 to a flush on the board. I checked, and he turned over. He had pocket 8, so he had 3 8s. So, and then on the last hand, this is kind of interesting. The last hand, again, pocket pair. I had pocket 6s, and the blinds are now 50-1. No, actually, yeah, they're 50-1. That's correct. And some gentlemen, 2 to my right makes it 400. I look down. I have 975 left. I pocket 6s. I push all in with the rest of my 975, and he calls. And as he's calling, he says, "Oh, you're way ahead." He turns over Queen 9 offsuit.
Jesus.
I mean, he raised with Queen 9 to begin with, so he was just taking a stab at the pot. And this is from middle position too, by the way. And he had been playing kind of semi-aggressive, so I just figured it was good enough time to get the rest of my 975 in the pot with 6s. And I guess I had the right read on. He had Queen 9 offsuit. He flopped a queen, turned another queen for 3 of a kind.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, so he
Nothing like having Hope double dashed.
yeah, so
You
I'm out.
Well, I'm sorry, Joe.
Just the poker is so depressing sometimes because, what are you gonna do? Have 2 pairs, think I'm good. The guy has a set. Have a full house. Guy has a bigger full house, and then I get beat by Queen 9 offsuits. I'm assuming that it's just.
Give you a hug.
I'm assuming. I never got a chance to say it, but I wanted to say to the guy, I'm assuming Queen 9 is your favorite hand. You know, players have like favorite hands.
Yeah.
They're gonna call unless you put the whole tournament life on the line. They'll probably call it, and that's probably what happened. He bet 4. He goes, it's not. It's only another 575 more. That's my favorite hand, Queen 9.
That's fantastic.
This is great.
Gotta love the seniors event.
Yeah, you would think that, and you might get that off one of the young guns, calling 975 with Queen 9 offsuit. But
Well, the thing is, Joe, that's why they make whiskey.
that's why they make what?
Whiskey. Whiskey. Yes, whiskey.
Oh, God.
Did you want to check your headphones, by the way?
Yeah.
Might as well. It's okay, Joe. We all love you out there. It's all right. Oh, my goodness. Hi, can you hear there all right, buddy?
Yeah, they're working.
All right. There
Working a lot better than I'm working today.
Well, hey, but we're going to have some fun on the show.
We are?
We're at least going to have a good time on the show because we're going to get to talk about the Daniel Negreanu destroying the entire internet last night. Did you hear about that? I got knocked off air.
You got knocked off the air?
Yes, because the internet went down in the building while Daniel was playing heads up last night.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know he came in second.
Pretty nutsy cuckoo stuff going on.
Now, what did he personally have to do with the internet going down?
Well, people came, were tuning in to see him on the live stream, and I'm guessing they.
Oh, you think?
And plus, a lot of people, I'm sure, were doing their thing on their phones and their computers. Poker News lost out too, so so we went media blackout last night.
At what time did this happen about?
Somewhere around 7:15, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're blaming it on Daniel.
I am.
Oh, okay.
Something went wrong though.
No, I don't think that would really cause it. I mean,
But
there's so many people using devices here. I wouldn't imagine. And at that time of night, most people are gone for the day.
Oh, it was packed down here.
It was packed
The
down
word
here?
got around real quick.
Okay.
Real quick. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Daniel losing to my good friend Paul Volpe.
Friend of the show.
Last night. But what an incredible night that was for Paul. Well, let's see what's going on. We've got some other stuff happening too. And let me pull up all my notes and we will get it rolling here. Oh, and you know what, but I do want to say this. I want to take a second to thank all the veterans and families of the veterans who were part of the Normandy invasion. My grandfather was one of those soldiers.
Yep.
And God bless all you guys. I hope
That's 70-year anniversary today?
70-year anniversary
70.
today. That's a crazy story for my family too. It was when my grandfather passed away, I saw his military record sitting on a desk. They pulled everything out, and you're going down through, and he was a cook, and his assignments, the basic training, then cook. And then all of a sudden, infantry.
Really?
Right before the invasion. I was like, oh, That was D-Day. Put down the spoon. Here's a gun, kid.
You think that's exactly what happened?
That's what my dad. My dad knew about it. They never told me, and he never told me about it. I wouldn't. I don't. Those guys don't talk about those things. This did not.
Well,
just
he
a
obviously
horrific day.
He survived D-Day.
Yes,
though.
he did survive D-Day. Obviously, right.
We did lose a lot of men
Yeah. So
on that day.
So God bless all the soldiers that helped take that beach. And, probably saved the world from a pretty bad man.
So anybody who was there was got to be somewhere in the area of 88 to 90 something years old, right?
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, so let's let's get to these tournament standings, because I'll tell you what, there's some, other than what happened last night, there's some great stuff going on here too. We want to get to pot limit, the pot limit Hold'em event number 10 had a bracelet award, or event number 12, excuse me, had a bracelet awarded there last night before everything got all crazy on the Deuce 7. Gregory Colo winning a bracelet, out of Rocky River, Ohio. Played, we mentioned last night, played a lot in Cincinnati in that area, did a little damage at the Borgata, but he is now a world champion as he gets to pick himself up a bracelet on event number 12, taking on the pot limit Hold'em event. So congratulations to him. I think we're gonna skip event 13.
Why is that?
Because that was the Dream Team final table with Paul's win. We're gonna break that one down a little bit more.
Okay.
Just
We're
mention
not
it in
avoiding
the name.
it. We're just
No.
going to come back to it.
Yeah, we're definitely coming back to it. Event number 14, the Limit Omaha High-Low Split 8 or better is down to 26 players. And at the moment, your leader is Alex Lemieux. No idea where he's from. Pretty good chip lead right now, though. He's up at 460,000, leading Daniel Hurlman, somewhere in that ballpark. 353,000 chips in second place. Konstantin Puchkov in the chase there at 320. After all this cash, it'd be nice to see him win a bracelet.
It would.
That would be fun. Dan Heimiller, who was an early leader in this thing, is at 249. Greg Raymer, how about that?
Wow, that's a name. That's a
sitting
name.
there in ninth place, a former world champ, at 202. Guillaume Rivet at 167. And Kalen McNeil, the man that won this event last year.
He's going deep again.
The happy Canadian. I'll tell you what, he's a hell of a guy, too. A lot of fun. Kalen McNeil is in 12th place. Any of the big names? Maria Ho is back for a second day on that one, as well as Chris Triba. Those are your big names still hanging around in the Limit Omaha High-Low Split 8 or better. Event number 14. We've got to come up with a better name for those. Why does it have to be Limit Omaha High-Low Split 8 or better? Doesn't High-Low indicate the Split 8? I mean, I guess technically if you could play High-Low and have a 10 be a high or something like that.
No, but the standard is 8 or better.
Yeah, I mean, just shorten that up a little bit.
Maybe they had some extra ink. They didn't know what to do with.
There'd be like a Lohi Splat. We'll call it a splat. The Split 8 splat. Limit Omaha Splat.
Or Loho.
Yeah, Loho Splat. I like that. I like the splat part. I think that's great.
Splat.
Yeah, put a splat in there, man. There you go.
What I just did moments ago.
Oh,
Splat.
Joe, I'm sorry, man. I feel terrible for you.
I feel like a fly in a windshield.
Well, we're here to scrape you off. It's okay. We're here to scrape you off. Event number 15, No Limit Hold'em six-handed event. And a gentleman that we just had on the show a couple of days ago, Brandon Cantu, is in the lead.
Nice.
Kind of ruffled some feathers, of course. Made a comment about how he deserves to win this event.
Did he say that?
He did say that.
You think Jeff Lysandro will be close by his table?
I don't know. Maybe that thing's done. I have no idea. Cantu's at 244. Barry Hutter's in second at 201. Andres Hoivold in third at 195. Let's see. David Katai's in there. Byron Caverman. Big Hooney's hanging around again, looking for another final table for him possibly. Michael Mizraki still doing well in this one. Terrence Chan from Ultimate Poker's in there too.
Did you stop by school today before you came in?
Oh, do you like my composition book?
I haven't seen one of these since. It's like, what are you doing with this?
I have no idea. My wife got it.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't even go through it then.
Yeah, that's my hooker inventory. I keep that on paper.
Can I see how many you do have in inventory?
I've used a page and a half back there. I think. I'm not a page and a half of hookers. Just here at the World Series.
This thing brought back childhood memories to me just now. But mine used to be black and white.
Yeah, black and white was pretty much the standard on that. I think I had blue too. I had a blue one. Anyway, that's exciting for Joe.
I probably should have stayed in school.
Oh my God, Will Fiala also in this tournament. Who else is hanging around? Alex Queen in there. Olivier Busquets, but 144 left in that one. So we won't see a bracelet awarded in that event probably until tomorrow. So that is event number 15.
I'll have tomorrow free.
Oh, good. I'll be. We'll have a great Saturday, Joe.
I can't promise I'll be here though. I'm suicidal right now. I was out early on the shootout. I was out early now in the seniors. I'm like, geez. I was here early today,
you need to play a deep stack. That's what you need to do. Play a deep stack.
Yeah, that's $3,000 in starting chips.
That's not.
I always
much.
say I'm not going to play a $1,000 event because of that. And actually, in the league that I run here in town, we do not give out $1,000 seats. We give out $1,500 because $3,000 starting chips. If you happen to have a pair and flop a full house, you're probably going to lose a good portion of your chip stack, especially that. He just smooth called me when I raised him. I don't put him on a pair. Maybe I put him on ace king, and even when I make a bet, he might think his 3-6s with ace king might be good there, But he had pocket tens. Who knew?
I remember in 2007 when the last time I got to play a Wsop event. Hopefully that's going to change this year. But your starting stack was 3,000. They didn't do the times 3. It was most of the events.
Do we know what? So are you saying 2008 is when they?
I think it was around the 08-09 when they started changing. Perfect, just in time for me.
We need to look that up. Yeah, is that why you quit after 07?
No,
I only like to play short stacks.
You know what happened? I got married.
Oh.
Bye bankroll. See ya.
So did you play more?
I still played.
I know you still play. So did you play more when you were single?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
How many tournaments a year would you play when you were single?
Big ones. I try to get to about 5 to 10, somewhere in that ballpark.
And now?
Now it's whenever I can scrape it up.
Scrape it up.
It is a scrape up right now. I'm not broke, by the way, as some people would like to indicate, but our family is doing just fine, thank you. But
Splat.
Yeah, but hey, if you don't have the money to play, you don't play.
No, that's good advice.
Yeah,
there are people out there to play even though they don't have the money.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it.
Limit
deuce to 7, triple draw, low ball. As if we didn't have enough at deuce 7 last night.
It seemed like there've been a lot of deuce 7 tournaments so far in the first week and a half.
Yeah. The kids like it.
Maybe I should play low ball because...
Yeah, why don't you?
Only get shitty cards anyway. So
yeah.
Mine may be really good at deuce to 7.
I think there's a 1,500 Raz coming up. Is
there 1,500 Raz coming up?
I think we'll take a look. Mike Leah leading the way. So, of course, after we said to Mike, he's going to be player of the year. Mike Leah out in front, 91,800. Brian Tate in second, Tom Franklin in third. Dan Smith hanging around there in fourth. Todd Bui, who had a final table earlier in this World Series, is a 54.5. Jason Mercier.
Yeah, I know him.
He's at 46,000. Ben Yu, the professor, doing well at 39.5. And Stephen Chidwick up there on the leaderboard, as well as Lane Flack, Daniel Adema, and Todd Brunson, many others still hanging around. And that one, of course, that just kicked off yesterday. So
the problem with not a problem, but one of the reasons why I shied away from playing the deuce to 7 is there's really no way to play it to kind of work on your game. I mean, you can read a whole bunch of books, but playing the actual game is so much more beneficial than reading.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's really nowhere to play the game that I'm aware of anyway. So if anybody knows where I can hone my skills on 2-7 triple draw, I think I might play that.
You know what? Let's go over to Plaza. Take over one of the tables. That'll be fun. Cheap way to do it. Event number 17, the Seniors No Limit Hold'em Championship, of course, just getting started today.
By the way, how many plays do they have?
Right now listed at 4,400 remaining, so we do not have a final count. So it's going to end up being right around where it was last year. I'm a little surprised at that, though, Joe.
I thought it was going to...
I was thinking we'd hit 5,000. I think it was a legitimate shot at it. Obviously still a long way to go on registration, but of course, seniors players not known for late reg, and they usually show up on time for the most part.
I set my alarm for 9 o'clock this morning. The last time I think I set my alarm for 9 a.m.
Last year?
No.
School
When
days, they are golden rule
When I
days.
was carrying one of these books around with me. And actually, it was like probably before 9 a.m. I think we had to be in school by 8, so probably set my alarm for, knowing me, 7:45.
Joe, you're just digging that composition book, aren't you? I have no idea where Kristen got that.
In a day where we celebrate seniors, as a senior myself, I'm reliving a moment. Don't interfere with my little dream going on.
What was
here.
the big hit song when you were in high school, Joe? Give me a big hit song when you were in high school.
Wow. I was a big fan of, this is a little bit after high school, but the Rascals. Remember the group, the Rascals?
Yeah.
I love the Rascals.
Okay. So you're not quite in the Benny Goodman era or anything like that. I'm about to get hit.
I'm going to stop beating you with this book.
I keep trying to make the man smile. I'm doing my best.
Oh, God.
All right, but the seniors event underway, and a couple. Hey, look who's at the top, number 2 right now, at least according to who's checked in. Roland Reparejo, the casino employees event champion.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, not to change course here, but to tell you how sick my friends are. I kind of posted on my Facebook that I was disqualified from the senior event, which I was because I ran out of chips. But a lot of my friends go, they took you off the table? They escorted you out? What'd you do? This is how my friends think because they know that I've had a couple of run-ins. Most people
As an advantage blackjack player.
Right, yeah, as an advantage. But so I said I was disqualified, and a lot of them bit, which I knew they would.
Yeah.
What'd you do? What did they say you did now? It's a poker game. So
Poor Joe.
I let him sweat a little bit. I told him I ran out of chips.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, it's not good.
No. But hey, by the way, I will mention this. You got another chance at Legends tournament kicking off tomorrow.
No.
That's available. We also, and the senior. I got attacked, by the way.
By
I
who?
got the High Heels Poker Tour versus Lips Poker Tour once again rears its head as Lauren Fiella comes in and slaps a Legends patch on me. So I've got the Legends patch right here. Okay, so we're going to be fair about this. So there's your Legends patch, and just throws it right on my shoulder. No questions asked. Bam. Then no sooner than 15 minutes later does Lupe Soto show up with the Seniors Poker Tour patch. Patching up. Hey, let's get you patched up. I'm like,
Is there some sort of competition going on right now?
I'm guessing so.
But the Senior Poker Tour
I don't think they're doing. I
and the
need
Legends
to look.
Poker Tour. No.
They're both good. They're both nice senior tours, just getting started.
Okay.
The Senior Poker Tour, I believe the age is 50, and I think the Legends is 45, if I'm correct. So there's an age differential on that. Can you believe that I could be playing in a Legends Poker Tour event next year, Joe?
SPT is too close to STD.
Oh, yikes. Yikes, Joe. It's the Senior Poker Tour, SPT.
I know that. I know what it is.
SPT. That's nowhere near STD.
Okay.
It's a good try, though. It's funny. It's funny. I'll give you that. I'm sure Lupe would be happy to hear that one.
Lupe and I used to do a radio show on Holden Radio called Kings versus Queens.
Well, I'm sure she'll be happy to hear you.
So I have a little bit more latitude with the.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. All right.
I'm not suggesting that anybody who plays in the SPT
has an STD.
STD.
That they're passing around STDs.
Oh God Almighty!
Oh, wow. Let's go back to event number 13 last night, and the scene here, Joe, was something for a quote unquote preliminary event here at the World Series of Poker. Very few times have I seen anything like that for a non-main event type event or one drop or anything like that. People were barreling in here right and left as the word started getting around. And of course, we had the unofficial final table, or the official final table, start off last night or the night before with Rep Porter getting knocked out in 8th. They returned yesterday with this lineup: Abe Masori, John Manette, Larry Wright, Brian Rast, Jason Mercier, Daniel Negreanu, and Paul Volpe. I mean, finding a 7 like that, pretty tough to do. And then especially as things whittled down and we got down to our top 4. What a table, Joe. You're looking at Volpe, Negreanu, Rast, and Mercier.
It's safe to say the blue room was crowded.
The blue room was crowded. And when you look at that group, it's funny because to be able to say that Paul Volpe is the least decorated player at a table, that's pretty hard to do because, of course, Paul's won the Sunday Million. He's won millions of dollars playing online. Was runner-up for Player of the Year on the World Poker Tour recently. Had a couple of great finishes out there. And Paul is the least accomplished player on that table. Wow, that is amazing.
How did he do?
Well,
speaking of least accomplished player,
so Brian Rast goes out in 4th place. I believe Paul took him out. Mercier goes down, and now all of a sudden the insanity starts because, of course, we know about these side bets that Daniel Phil Ivey win a bracelet thing going on. Where literally they probably got about $500,000.
Oh, dude, they had people that actually took the action, huh?
Oh yeah, from what I heard, if Daniel would have won last night, he would have won more money on those bets than he would have winning the bracelet.
Wow. Okay, so now if you would have made that bet and he's heads up, are you looking for a surrender there? And a surrender bet is where you come to a negotiation with the person you have a bet with where they're willing to let you out of the bet right now for X amount of dollars. Are you approaching Daniel and saying, how much will it cost me to get out of my bet?
Had I not known Paul Volpe, I probably would have been. As I can imagine the reaction to people at home who, the casual fan that just watches the World Series, was probably looking at this and say, who the is Paul Volpe? Who is this guy? Now, everybody in the poker community knows who Paul Volpe is.
Right.
I mean, he's such a talented player. And, to see him sitting with Rast, Mercier, and Negreanu, we all have our little fantasies about, if we haven't won a bracelet, that we sit down and we think, who would it be really cool to beat for a bracelet? If I'm thinking about putting together my dream final table and knocking everybody off and winning it, there's those guys would probably be there. And here's Paul, in a quest to win that first bracelet, and all of a sudden he's sitting there having to get through this, rogues gallery of poker superstars to try and win. A daunting task, to say the least. Could you imagine being in that spot, Joe?
I would be thrilled to be there, but I would also be scared shitless.
Yeah.
You're outclassed there. But then again, you play through this wasn't as big a field as the normal events, but still you played through a lot of players to get down to the final 6. Was there 6 or 7 places? 7 at the final table, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I think the interesting thing that I don't know if people understood for Paul is, of course, Paul has played millions of hands online, and he's been in the nosebleeds. He knows how to play. He's played against all high rolls, and I think the one nice edge that he had was he's played against these guys. I'm sure he's butted heads with Mercier and Negreanu online and played against Rast too. So for Paul, I don't think. And being as being a calm as an individual as he is, this was probably really an edge for Paul to coming into this table. He's going to know these guys better than a lot of people will when this opportunity comes up, and has beaten these guys, I'm sure, as well. So
as opposed to knowing them because you're just a fan of poker,
right?
But you never played against them.
Yeah,
which is probably more intimidating than having already played against them, whether it be online or in live face-to-face, so to speak. But so good job by Paul.
Yeah, I mean, taking that fear factor out of there, and did a great job when they went three-handed. Paul was fearless, was check raising everybody, just played his game and really put the heat on. And of course ended up winning it in the end. Daniel really never got into the heads up match. It got a little bit close, but couldn't quite pull it off. Hey,
was Daniel being aggressive?
Yeah, I mean, Paul was out aggressing everybody at the table, and and that's really a statement. When you're messing around with Mercier, Rast, and Negreanu, that you are the aggressor. I think Paul knew he had to do that. That's the way he plays anyway. He is very aggressive at the table, so nothing really changed for Paul on that, and he just said, you know what, I'm going to run you boys over, and he did it. Very impressive. One other interesting factor, John, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about this, is one thing that Paul said in his exit interview with WSOP.com was that he knew Daniel had all those extra bets on the line. So he really said, I'm stepping up the pressure. I'm going to put the heat on him. And when you take a side bet like that, and really, probably it has anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000 on the line, in addition to winning the bracelet if he wins that. How bad is it to do something like that when you really think about it?
Especially the fact that, like you said, if Daniel wins the bet, he'll win more with his prop bet than he would for actually winning the tournament. So that alone adds a different element to Daniel's thinking about how he's going to play this, especially when he gets heads up with Paul. So Paul might have a slight advantage here, knowing that Daniel doesn't want to blow it here. He's so close to, pretty much winning more with the bets along with the tournament. So maybe he knows Daniel's going to be playing. For Daniel to be playing close to the vest is that's a stretch to begin with. But he'll be playing a little bit closer to the vest than he normally would be playing because of the bets.
Yeah, Tom Dwan did the same thing where he had those 2-year bracelet bets a few years ago, where he took millions of dollars of action to bet everybody he'd win a bracelet. He did get heads up but lost, and I think that doing something like that, it's one thing for you to have a last longer bet with your buddy or something like that, but when you're taking that much action, and even to Daniel, that's not that big of it's not going to be that big of a loss per se, but to take that action and put that extra heat on yourself when you're trying to win a bracelet, we know it affected Tom Dwan a few years ago, and now obviously it could have had an effect on Daniel. I mean, it's something to not add into the situation as it is.
I actually think it might actually make him even focus much better than he's an excellent player, don't get me wrong. I don't think he needs any incentive, but having a bet with that amount of money on the line kind of makes him pay attention, and he's really going to be focused. I think he's actually more dangerous because of the bet. Now, can you gain or ascertain or somehow find a little bit of an edge your way because of the bet? Probably, but be well aware that he's going to be on top of his game.
Yeah, it's a great win for Paul Volpe, and of course, Paul was one of those guys. You have in a category with Alex Bulletin and Justin Bonomo, one of the great players of the game to not win a bracelet, and I think that there's a lot of people out there that may, in terms of the online world, may put Paul ahead of those guys. So where does this put Paul Volpe in just in terms of the stature in the poker universe? Not only just winning a bracelet, but now this is a guy that's going to be able to sit there and say, I beat Negreanu, Mercier, and Rast, bang, 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 all in a row on one table. What does that do for the guy?
Confidence-wise, it's off the charts what it does for him. If he's not walking on air today, he'll never walk on air, especially concerning how he feels about it himself and his poker game. That's got to be just an unbelievable feeling to not only win a bracelet, win a whole bunch of money, but beat a pretty star-studded field at a final table. There wasn't a...
there was not a hole on that table. There
were no leaks at that table.
No fishy, no nothing. No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of sharks swimming in the water. But and I can only imagine Paul is Paul's a pretty quiet guy. I got to text him and said congrats, and he said thanks. And because I'm sure his phone was blowing up too, because he's a pretty popular guy especially amongst the online community. So, but a huge win for Paul Volpe last night.
Do you know what his name is online?
Paul G's 81.
What is it?
Paul G's 81.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, you can look him up. He's damned good. But, so exciting night for Paul Volpe. Daniel Negreanu, of course, breaking the internet. That was annoying. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, because Nate and I were in a very good discussion about the Venetian situation. So
we're back on that subject.
Yeah, we did get on that again a little bit. All right. Well, so there's your breakdown there. Let's step back and take a little bit of a commercial break. I'm gonna get Joe some booze. Let's drink up, Johnny. It'll be fun.
You think we'll make enough money in this commercial break to get you and I in the next tournament, next deep stack?
The next deep stack? I don't know about that, but maybe we can get a few.
Maybe we pass the hat around.
Get a few towels out of here. Everybody's coming over and playing with I got the other poker joker hats. Nice. Finally got those down there. My wife only pulled out 3 of the 5 varieties, so I had to make sure we got all 5 of those out there. Pretty nice, huh?
That's what I felt like today. A little bit of a joker.
Yeah, that's all right.
Nice hat, though.
Like I said, I think you got to get out of the Rangers regalia and switch it up a little bit.
We're going to win tomorrow night, so.
Okay.
I'm pumped. Only thing I got to look forward to now.
So you still going if they lose tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay, just checking.
Absolutely. I'm not giving up on my team.
Well, I'm just.
They're not going to lose. Well, first of all,
I didn't say give up, but I mean that's a cross country flight, and
it will be. Well, my whole family's there, so there is a second alternative to go and also get to see my family, get to see my brother.
Nice.
But I think they're going to win. I'm pretty confident they're going to win. I mean, they lost on a little bit of a fluky goal. They had a 2-0 lead, too. That's what really hurts.
Sorry.
Most dangerous lead in hockey is 2-0. They always say whoever scores next in a 2-0 game usually wins the game. And when LA made it 2-1, I was like, this is not good.
Man.
When I looked down at pocket 7s, pocket 6s actually, I had 7s one at a time, and I turned over queen 9, I went, well, I don't have a bad feeling about this one.
I know. Don't you hate that? Don't you hate when that Grim
I
Reaper...
get them all the time, and my wife always tells me, stop thinking like that. And I always go like, well, what, the cards are going to change because I think I'm going to get beat now?
Right.
I just run so bad sometimes. It's just like, I cannot remember that. It's not even well, I guess it is a little bit of a race. He's got 2 overcards, but they're not suited, so take a little bit away from that. But it's just like, not only catch 1 queen, he caught 2.
That's like getting your head and your spine stuck in the mousetrap.
I got to go to the restroom. I got to vape.
All right, let's
stick my finger down my throat or something.
Oh, good luck. All right. Well, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Missouri stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel apparel.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle. Right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Tough day at the Veld? Get off tilt and unstuck by escaping to the desert for an extreme off-road adventure with Sun Buggy Fun Rentals. We have the biggest fleet of off-road vehicles known in the universe. And since we know poker players aren't exactly early risers, we now offer after-dark tours for all you night owls. And don't forget to stop by the Mark Hope Show WSOP booth at the Rio to win a free Sun Buggy experience. Please call us 24/7 at 1-866-728-4443 and visit us at www.sunbuggy.com. Call us now and take the off-road ride of your life with Sun Buggy Fun Rentals.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become one way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final9Comic.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
That is the voice of John Lundquist, from KLAV 1230 AM.
His name is Lundquist?
Lindquist.
Oh, Lundquist.
Lindquist, yeah, sorry.
Lundquist.
Yeah, mind melding. It's not good.
Lundquist. Home goal, the 30, Henry Lundquist.
Nevada Broadcasting Hall of Famer. A hell of a great American. Thanks for being back with us here on the Mark Hoke Show. We are live here at the World Series of Poker. Like day 10, 9, somewhere in that ballpark. It's still freaking cold in here. Last night, one of the lovely young ladies from the World Series, from WSOP.com, it's getting people signed up for WSOP.com over here. She had put a scarf on last night.
She had a scarf on.
She put a scarf on last night.
You know, it's funny when you get out of the car here, you know who hasn't been here at all or has no idea when they see you get out with either a jacket on. You know, yesterday was like 106 degrees, a jacket or a long sleeve shirt. They look at you like, what's wrong with you? You know, back in New York when you were a cop, if you saw a guy with long sleeve shirts on in the summertime, you know he had all sorts of heroin track mark needles on his arm.
Yes.
So they're like looking at you like, are you a drug addict or something wrong with you mentally? No, I'm prepared.
Yes, preparation is the key. But that's okay. We got some Run Good Gear hoodies and stuff.
That's what you have on right now.
I put on this, I got the Nike pullover on. which number one I actually look pretty good in. It's very comfortable.
It looks nice and comfortable.
I'm digging it. I really am.
And the question is it keeping you warm?
Generally, yeah.
Well, generally, that wasn't a positive answer.
I have that nice fleecy thing, and of course I left it in the van this morning.
Oh,
So super fail on me. Had to get rolling, get everything set up a little bit early this morning with the 10 a.m. start.
yeah. Normally you've been rolling here about 7:30 a.m. right?
Yeah. Getting all the. We're gonna. Just was. I'll be putting the finishing touches on a new WSOP highlight reel podcast.
Okay.
That's for everybody to enjoy. Just go to markhokeshow.podbean.com, or you can download it on iTunes. So the number 4 WSOP highlight reel is coming soon. Brandon Shack Harris on that one. Alex Bulletin is on there. We've also got Katie Stone and
Katie Stone. We haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, and Juliana Cornelius on there. Jeff Gross, Michael Mizraki. So a pretty good one coming up there.
So when you were here at 7:30 a.m., was the line already forming?
I wouldn't say line, but there were a fair amount of people here.
Oh, how about 9 a.m.? Was there?
9 a.m. crazy.
Crazy,
I'm not
yeah.
going to say it wasn't a millionaire maker line because, see, the seniors, you peeps are smart.
You peeps.
Registering early. Round of applause. You've got a 4,000 person poker tournament. You register early.
I did register yesterday.
See?
I even used a little juice I had with my media pass by going through the 7 Diamond registration. I can admit to that now because what are they going to do now? Disqualify me?
Yeah. I might try that.
Yeah.
I might have to try that. That'd be
because the line was pretty long yesterday, and I was like, I wanted to get home, so I'm like, just walk in here. No one said boo to me. Registered. I even had to hand my Harris card in, which is not 7-star. The girl didn't say boo. I'm like, fine. She gave me a bad seat, though.
No.
I got punished.
I'll remember that if I get to register and play an event.
Don't get the bad seat.
I'll just go through the normal registration channels. Yeah. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, goodness. Well, I tell you what.
Cheating never you don't prosper when you cheat.
Casino Examiner, by the way, in the chat box, throwing a couple things out there.
How surprising.
Seniors got no respect from poker media. Why play the WSOP seniors event and get laughed at?
Who's laughing?
I don't know. But don't people make jokes?
Oh,
but still,
if you can laugh about yourself, it's okay. I mean, I'm eligible to play the senior event. I mean, I do make a joke about it that the biggest luck today was getting one of those handicap spots.
Yeah, there you go.
That's when you might be running good.
Yeah,
get a handicap spot.
Yeah,
close to the door, baby.
I think the seniors. Well, the seniors event I think gets more respect than people realize.
Casino Examiner is no spring chicken either.
Yeah.
So, don't be hiding out in the chat box there, Casino Examiner, and saying, "Oh, senior event." They make fun of you guys. They're making fun of you too. You old geezer. What's the matter? Your legs aren't working. You can't get down to the Rio today.
There you go. Also said he wants to see the. He's the one that is calling John Lundquist's voice creepy. He says
John's got a great voice.
I want to see the KLAV creepy voice on the show. Well, maybe we'll try and get John down here at some point.
Oh God!
Say hi. He is not a creepy looking guy. He's more like a 50s kind of. I mean, he does do doo-wop. He's in a group called the Honorifics.
Yeah,
and they're great, by the way.
He's got the hairdo, the old Fonzarella slick back.
Yeah.
Well, the Casino Examiner's always bitching. What's the bitch of me to? What's the bitch of me to look on a Casino Examiner? Here you go. Off the charts, baby.
There you go.
Stop belly aching.
Hey, I also want to thank Alex Bulletin for buying me a smoothie from All American Dave today.
Nice.
That was very cool. And then I saw All American Dave, and he said if I want to grab a lunch, he's gonna hook me up.
Hook you up.
So I can eat. I can
Does that
eat
mean
well.
Comped? Does that mean comped?
That means a comped meal.
That's
amazing. Well, as much as I
was just going to say how many times you say All American Dave.
Yeah, ought to be thankful for that. But yeah, so benefits to getting here early in the morning. Cleared a couple towels out, all sorts of stuff. So there you go. Casino Examiner says, "Ha ha ha, Joe. I love you, Joe Payne."
Yeah, I love you too, buddy.
There you go.
Just stop bitching.
A couple news items I want to throw out there. real quick to talk about before we. I'm sure bracelet ceremonies will be going on sometime soon, but I want to talk about this one. This is pretty interesting. There's a draft web poker bill circulating on Capitol Hill. This is coming from onlinepokerreport.com, and pretty interesting stuff here because they have. It's a draft bill that was written by Caesars Entertainment.
Nice.
Of course, Caesars Entertainment and kind of the lobbying gang behind the American Gaming Association. I don't know why they just don't call it the American Gaming Association by Caesars Entertainment. It is what it is. Who, of course, is causing all sorts of trouble for online poker and in various states and trying to block casinos from getting built. And it was causing difficulties down with the sale of the Atlantic Club and to Poker Stars and all that nonsense.
They do have their own website, don't they?
I'm sure they do. Yeah,
What's it called?
It's the American Gaming Association.
But Caesars Entertainment has their own.
Yeah, they do too. They're supposedly two different entities. I would in theory or in practice, yes. In theory, not so sure.
Okay.
But apparently, they have started circulating a bill to try and get for online poker being legalized at the federal level. Rick Heller, Dean Heller from Nevada is kind of on the whole thing. Harry Reid.
Harry Greed? Did you say Harry Greed?
Yeah, Harry Greid. Here's a quote from Heller, by the way. There's something floating around, Heller said of the new draft bill. I don't have it. I'm not carrying it. And I don't think Senator Reid's office is carrying it either.
Are we back to STDs again?
I don't know. But, this is just the political football that keeps getting punted around all over the place.
I don't have it. I don't have the medication to cure it.
I know nothing.
I know nothing.
I know nothing. Yeah, so this new bill that they've drafted up, which was reviewed by the Las Vegas Review Journal, would effectively ban forms of internet gambling but carve out a exemption for poker, very similar to what is in Nevada right now, and what Heller and Reid have promoted on behalf of Nevada Gaming. So this is kind of a tricky situation. I have to say, I think Caesars kind of painted themselves in a corner a little bit on this. Had they?
How do you figure that?
Had they not been interfering in so many places in terms of, if you look what they've done, for example, the Maryland, when Maryland was looking to pass table games at their casino, at the couple of casinos they have, the AGA was standing in their way, as was Caesars. They didn't want that to happen. You look what happened with Poker Stars and the Atlantic Club purchase, and Caesars not wanting Poker Stars to get a license in there, and we're sticking their nose in and saying, oh, no, you can't have it. And that's been kind of the case all around the country. But then you turn around, and it's like, oh, but we can do it here.
Yeah. A little hypocritical.
You can't, that one, Joe, you can't have it both ways.
Well, you can if, you're in bed with Harry Greed. Did I say Harry Greed? I meant Harry Reid. I am so sorry.
Dirty Harry.
You feeling lucky today?
Dirty or dingy? Which one are we going with?
Dirty.
Okay. But doing so much lobbying against something, and all of a sudden trying to lobby generally for the same thing, just for your own purposes, is it's not good politics.
Your own personal gain.
Not good politics. The optics not the best. So that bill is another bill flying around up on Capitol Hill that'll probably die in committee.
Probably.
If it gets there. If it even gets to committee. 'Cause I'm just a bill. Yeah, I'm only a bill.
Have you? I haven't seen him. Have you seen TJ Cloutier at all?
I did see TJ.
You did. He is here. Okay.
I did. Saw him putter around one of the scooters.
Oh, he's on the scooter, huh?
I did see TJ. Absolutely. He is here at the World Series. So there's that one. And then we get into the story that Poker News has officially made a statement about what happened over at the Venetian.
And it's not...
Now, this is interesting. This is very interesting because what I had been told was they decided to not have them over there because they work with Poker Stars and other online gaming companies, and Venetian was not for that. In the statement, though, coming from Donnie Peters, the editor-in-chief of Poker News. With each MSPT event, Poker News Live reporting comes as an option for the venue. Venetian decided not to pick up this option, and Poker News was given no specific reason. We are aware of Sheldon Adelson's stance against online poker and would like to remind everyone that his stance is a hindrance to the growth of the game we all love. Poker News remains committed to the MSPT as the tour continues to flourish, and we look forward to providing live coverage. With 12 events remaining on the 2014 MSPT schedule, we encourage all poker players to attend one of the upcoming MSPT stops. They did try to reach out Venetian, got no comment.
But they're reporting on an event that's taking place in the Venetian poker room. There's no such thing as bad publicity. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it, Sheldon.
I don't either, but I am going to say this, and I think I mentioned this last night, was I think we were punted off the air, so it was just me and a tree in the forest. But the publicity that they're getting from doing this in the poker community, for whatever reason it was, because you go by that statement, Poker News didn't come out and say, well, it's because you work with Poker Stars or you're advertising WSOP.com, da-da-da-da. But, it's they made some noise. People are talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe MSPT actually had put up a post that they had beaten whatever WSOP event was going on that for the first day of that event. So, is that, even though it's kind of a real prick move to do for whatever reason, it got the name of the event out there and people talking.
And I don't know this for a fact, but I'd probably be able to say I don't think one person did not go to the Venetian today because of what happened.
Exactly.
So
the
boycott's not going to work. You're just not going to hurt you. And like Mason said, Malamut, that all you're going to do is hurt the dealers that work there. If there's no players that come in, they're going to not make the dealers are not going to be let go, or not let go permanently, but sent home early, not make any money. So who are you hurting?
This is, I think this is one thing that I've found, going through doing the show for a few years and working on sponsorships and advertising, is there are companies that, depending on what level you are with what you're doing, and we're getting there. We're certainly much bigger than we were 3 years ago, but the climb is still going. So for example, going to WSOP and saying, "Hey, we'd love to have you advertise with us." Well, they're going to look at me and say, "Why? What benefit? What are you going to bring that we can't do ourselves?" So that makes it difficult. And with the Venetian, this is the same situation where if people are talking about boycotting the Venetian, or Mason saying, "Well, we're not going to take advertising from them," does it really matter?
No.
When it really comes down to it, does it really matter? Because they can get the word out in so many other different ways. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. If they want to get the word out, they're going to get the word out about the Venetian Deep Stack or whatever's happening at the Venetian. So, it's like everybody's talking about punching up.
Card player is not going to turn down Venetian's ad money.
No, I mean, and that was a point that unfortunately we're off the air I made last night, is, with poker being in such a kind of a weird spot right now, with it feels like you're taking a pencil and it's pushing on a piece of saran wrap and it's just about to pop through, but it's not quite there yet, and we're just stuck in that weird zone. It's hard for anybody to turn down money. You're going to turn down, card players, like I said, card players not going to turn down Venetian advertising. Nope. They're going to keep advertising the events, and a lot of other websites
Magazine
will too.
is not going to turn down Venetian advertising.
No. I mean, I'd have a hard time turning down
the Mark Hoke show is not going to turn down Venetian advertising.
If Kathy came to me tomorrow and said, "Hey, Mark, we want to do a year-long ad campaign," I'd have a hard time saying no.
Yeah, how could you say no? It's it's beneficial to you to say yes. Of course, we welcome you. We'll promote your poker room.
No, it's not. Whatever Sheldon Adelson's doing, is it's bad, and I wholeheartedly disagree with his stance. But there's a lot of friends of mine that play consistently in the Venetian. A lot of people that I know that love going and playing the Venetian deep stack tournaments. And unless something really drastic happens, I can't see anybody's going to walk away from going to the Venetian. It's one of the premier poker rooms in Las Vegas, and it's now some of the other Sands properties, yeah, but at the same time, it's a difficult position for everybody when you're not hurting Sheldon Adelson, like Mason. You're hurting the people that work in the room. You're hurting those players, the ones that are trying to make a living that go there every day at Venetian. So I mean, it's a difficult spot. It really is. But screaming, oh, how you don't have your morals and ethics are bad if you play at the Venetian. No, they're not. I'm looking for the best place to go play a game of poker. It's until somebody steps up and can really knock them off their perch. Going over there is not a sin.
And don't look for that to happen anytime soon, by the way.
Yeah, so I can't.
Casinos are closing their poker rooms now, not making them bigger.
Exactly.
Caesars downsized. M Casino closed. A number of places are, I believe that's a small room, but the El Cortez closed their poker room, and that used to be a room that went back 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going on since the mid 50s. Matter of fact, Jackie Gone, until he recently passed, used to play down there every day. So that room is gone. The Binion's poker room is down to 10 tables. Where it used to be, if you remember correctly, it used to be that whole back room that exited out onto, I believe it's Ogden Street, where they had 60 tables maybe, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, so it's, some comments in the chat box. Adelson has the right to refuse service, and they do. Now, I find it odd that they did it the day before let Poker News the day before the tournament, that they will not be having them in there. That's a contractual issue that I'd probably be looking into if I was Poker News. Also, Poker News has no right to barge in on Venetian's poker tourney floor, and they didn't do that. No, they didn't. They didn't barge in. I mean,
they just were willing to report it and report the results. But I'm even wondering, did Poker News have a contract to cover it with the Venetian? Probably not.
That to me is the interesting part of it, because obviously everywhere MSPT has been going, Poker News has followed and covered the events. So they've got a exclusive contract, I would assume, with MSPT. That would only make sense. But when it comes to any of these, and trust me, I know this, when it comes to any live event that's going on, they present the casinos with add-ons, with other options that you can do. If you want to bring the Mark Hoke show in, we work with them. It's going to cost you this much. If you want to bring in Poker News, it's going to cost you this much. If you want to have Michael Izraki come down and be a part of the event, it's going to cost you this much. So there's all these options that can go into a contract. So I'm really curious to see if Venetian had already approved Poker News being a part of that. That's what I'm wondering about, because if they had approved it and then all of a sudden said, no, we're not going to let you in now, well, then it's a breach of contract. It's crazy.
I don't know for sure, but I was just thinking that I don't think they have a contract. It's kind of like, okay, the Mark Hoke show, do you have a contract with the WSOP? No, you applied for media credentials, and then you worked out where the booth was going to be located. But are you telling me that if the WSOP came here and said, you know what, Mark, we don't want you doing the show here anymore,
I'm gone.
You're done, right?
Yeah.
There's no breach of contract.
Yeah.
I hope you got a. Did they give you a nice piece of change to have me join you? Did they say?
Oh, that, yeah.
Did you say I'm going to have Joe Payne and I want an extra $1,000 a week?
Yeah, that got me $1,000 a week. Yeah, that got me 1,000 pennies. Okay. Like Joe's there, $10.
$10.
$10. There you go. Yeah. So this massive outrage that I keep hearing people talking about in the hallway. Well, if you're that outraged, then do something about it. But otherwise, you need to just let it go. There's nothing you can do. If you're gonna, the only way that you're gonna do it is to take away business. And to be very blunt, if the poker room was nobody was in the poker room of Venetian tomorrow, and it happened for a few weeks, you know what would happen? Slot machines. That's what would happen. Because every casino owner,
they have Plan B.
Yes, because every
Plan B is
casino
already
owner
lined up already.
looks at that and says they do poker because people play it, but it is not the biggest revenue draw in the house.
No.
It's like
Per
there's things,
square, the revenue taken in per square foot for poker room is the smallest of any other situation that happens in a casino.
Yeah, it's like having a bar in it, like having a pool table in a bar. If you have a pool table in a bar, well, if it's doing okay, you're going to draw revenue. But the thing is, you're still not going to get the revenue that you would have had if you had 2 tables in that space instead of having a pool table.
They're hoping
and 8 more chairs get you thousands of dollars more every year. So, it's don't go crazy, guys, because if you keep complaining, and they might say,
all of a sudden there'll be no more poker room.
Yeah,
and then what? You asked for it, you got it. The whole pretense is that poker room barely pays for itself, but they're hoping that when you come to play, not specifically you, Mark, but when a male comes to play, that he brings his wife or significant other, and she sits down in a slot machine and pumps the money away. Or when the wife comes, the husband comes in and goes to the blackjack table.
Yeah, you guys go to dinner, blackjack,
and in the restaurants.
That's one of the very interesting things about when you're doing a contract about bringing stuff into a casino, whether it's I know with the poker tours especially, they always find a way to say, well, we're bringing in X amount of dollars. Other than the tournament, and these guys are coming in and spending it, but they're like, well, how can you quantify it? And they always find a way to never quantify it. They're pretty good about that. They don't say, oh, well, the revenue spiked here, then no.
Well,
that doesn't count.
There's a way of tracking that. You can just
there is, but it's always
when you organize your group, you have specific player cards issued for your group that you obviously can't encourage. You can't demand that these players use their cards when they're playing, but you hopefully that hey, by the way, if you like this venue and you want us to come back, if you happen to gamble, stick your card in the machine. If you happen to go to a table, hand your card in. This way they can see what additional revenue stream they're getting from having our group here at the Venetian or wherever the location is that you're attending. So there is a way of tracking it, and that's how outside junket reps. That's how they make their money. The casinos pay them a certain percentage of either the player's theoretical or a certain percentage of what the player loses. As a junket rep, you can have your choices, I think, or some casinos work strictly on theoretical and some work on loss. So these guys that send players to casinos, when they tell you good luck, they make money if you lose.
You ever see Ocean's 13, kids? There you go. There you go. All right, so that's where things are right now. We'll see if we can find ourselves a bracelet winner. Maybe.
Oh, I better get going. It's almost 2:20.
Yeah.
It's time for the bracelet ceremony.
Yeah. So
I'll be back.
All right, so Joe will be back on the air, and I'm going to step back, take a commercial break, and we'll come right back, see who we can get to pop in on the show here real quick. Have a great time. But thanks for joining us here at the Mark Hoke Show. We're live at the World Series of Poker. Robbie Thompson, just sharp-dressed man every day. Look at that guy. Unbelievable. Stick around, everybody, guys. We will be right back.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker fell. So go there now with the promo code HOKE. That's HOKE for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up.
When it comes to custom poker tables, why would you buy something someone else designed and even named for their sales or marketing purposes? The Nighthawk, the Gambler, the Big Slick, the Nuts. Sure, you can customize it if you want, as long as you choose between black, red, or even green cloth, but that's about it. When you choose to play off tilt, it's not just another table, it's your table. The same price gets you a fully custom designed table that reflects your style and game. Off tilt makes it easy to design a truly one-of-a-kind custom poker table that'll give you home table advantage. advantage. Sure, Off-Tilt could name their tables for marketing purposes, but why? It's not ours. We don't play on it. And to be honest, there are over 1,000 named Off-Tilt tables worldwide, including the WSOP, the Deep Stacks Poker Tour, the Jonathan Papelbon, as well as Julie's, Chris's, Scott's, Amber's, Tristan's, just to name a few. So let us add your name to the list and deliver a truly custom-crafted, furniture-quality poker table worthy of your game. Visit www.offtiltpokertables.com or call Brian Knott today at 262-490-3812. We'll show you why Off-Tilt is the only way to play.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
At Team Poker Joker, we build innovative, high-performance, poker-focused apparel designed to keep you cool and calm in tough situations. Wait, no we don't. We've just got a cool brand representing the suits of this beautiful game called poker. Our gear won't make you better, but it will keep a smile on your face. So don't be so serious and show you know how to have fun. Get your Poker Joker gear today at TeamPokerJoker.com. Grin and win today at TeamPokerJoker.com.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become one way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final9Comic.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net bluerail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at bluerail.net. How far do you want to go?
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, and we are back here live at the World Series of Poker. We're getting there. It's only about a week or so in here, man. We are going all the way to the final card of the main event just for you guys because it's pure insanity. 7 weeks of fun here. Of course, Joe Payne out checking things out, trying to see who's going to pop in here and show off a bracelet last night. 2 more winners yesterday, and a couple more tournaments should be finishing up this afternoon tonight. Always exciting here at the WSOP, and of course the granddaddy of them all. Gotta love it. Hey, some other great sponsors of the show, if you haven't checked them out. Some Buggy Fun Rentals, of course, we're giving away in our weekly 1K satellite drawing. Chance to win some Fun Buggy Sun Rental experiences. So don't forget to enter a contest for that 1K main event satellite entry. Plus, of course, other great prizes. We'll give away some T-shirts and chance to go and crash yourself into the sand if you're an incompetent fool. No, I shouldn't say that. I'd probably crash it right off the bat. But go over to sunbuggy.com, all over the desert Southwest. Stop guessing and start winning. Tony Dose and the team just continue to make money hand over fist. It is unbelievable what these guys can do. And you can get on board with them, too. Make sure you go to doubledigitcovers.com. Call them right now, if you'd like, and get a free pick. I think Casino Examiner should give them a call. I think that would be fun. Then actually, I'd really appreciate that, too. Phone number is 855-489-2700. Tell them the Mark Hoke Show sent you. It's 855-489-2700. Get your free winner. You could be on your way towards finally getting over the hump of the sports betting with the best Tony Dose and his all-star handicapping team. Good friends at BlueRail.net. Of course, Bob designing RogueWire.com and ancillarily the Mark Hoke Show, and has done other websites for my shows in the past. If you want to get the best website service you can, if you just need a host or if you need to do e-commerce, multi-site linking, anything, I mean, they've got you covered at Blue Rail. 522-820-5128. That's 522-820-5128. You guys know it's a tough world out there for poker players. Find a guy, work with a guy that's friendly to the team at Blue Rail. Also, our good friends at Team Poker Joker, man, we got I'm happy because I got over here now, we've got the cool logo hats with the purple back. I love this hat. Mark, you're giving me one. You didn't know it, but you are giving me one. Also got the black ones in here, too. The black and green, pretty cool stuff. Say hi to those guys at Team Poker Joker. Join the cult today. It's a blast at Team Poker Joker. Grin and win. 10% off with the code Vegas Hoke. Nevada Poker League, of course, Joe, one of the instrumental forces behind the MPL. And if you're in Las Vegas, you get tired of getting beat up at the WSOP tables, you need a break, go over to one of 17 locations from the Nevada Poker League. Play some free poker for cash up to $50,000 in prizes a year, and all for free at NevadaPokerLeague.com. Good friends at Off Till Poker Tables, you can get $300 off your table. That's right, I said $300 off. Just go to offtillpokertables.com or give Brian a call at 262-490-3812 and get one of the best poker tables you're ever going to see at an amazing price. Trust me, when I bought mine, I shopped around, and I really shopped around, and Brian was the best. So check him out at offtillpokertables.com. Dutch Boyd Poker Tilt. I got the gold sealed autographed copy. Very excited about that. And I'll tell you, it is an amazing book. If you want to take a roller coaster ride through what it's like to be a poker player, you can check it out at pokertilt.com. You can buy it there right now. from the two-time WSOP bracelet champion. Our good friends, the Las Vegas Advisor. You're coming to Las Vegas. Hey, you need something to do and you want to do it cheap. I'm going to tell you right now, Las Vegas Advisor, place to go. Make sure you go to LasVegasAdvisor.com. Global Poker Index, we are brought simulcast on GPI, so check them out, globalpokerindex.com, the number one, the poker ranking authority in the world, Global Poker Index. All right. Let's see. We got to, and we've got to mention Final 9 Comic, too. Make sure you go to final9comic.com. 9 will become one way or another. You love a comic book, well, that's the place to go, man. It's a great story so far. So give it a follow at final9comic.com, and also give them a like and on Facebook, and of course follow them on Twitter. And speaking of that, make sure you want to follow the show. Hey, keep up with the Mark Hoke Show at Mark Hoke Show on Twitter, the Mark Hoke Show on Facebook, and of course you can check us out on Podbean, markhokeshow.podbean.com for all of our podcasts, plus of course the videos up on YouTube right now from 2 shows daily here at the World Series, 1 o'clock and 6:30 p.m. Videos up there. Just to punch up Mark Hoke on YouTube, and off you go. You'll be glad you did. We have heard from some of the greats in the game. We're also putting together highlight reels from some of the awesome interviews that we've had on the show. It's just been nonstop excitement, so make sure you follow the Mark Hoke Show any way you can. I know Jack Effel follows the Mark Hoke Show. He better be, or else I'm going to cry. Of course, tournament director of the World Series of Poker walking by there. That man is just focused. He is he's a machine. No doubt about it. Hey, let's get updated on the standings for the WSOP Player of the Year. As that race is, of course, starting to heat up just a little bit. And Justin Bonomo, by virtue of winning bracelet of the other day, and then, of course, a runner-up finish early on in this World Series, is now at 399 points. He is your Player of the Year leader right now. Brock Parker, with a bracelet win, is at 349.50, so not too far behind for Brock. Jonathan Dibbick, the Millionaire Maker winner, is in third right now with 300 points and is actually tied with Vanessa Selpst, who won the Mix Max. She is also at 300. Tuan Lee picking up his first bracelet, and he is now in fifth place at 270 points. Kyle Cartwright, also a bracelet winner, goes to 251.50 and is in sixth. Paul Volpe, by virtue of his victory last night, goes to 247.5, and so he is in seventh. Jeffrey Smith, winning a bracelet, goes to 230, and he is in eighth. Jason Moe, runner-up to Vanessa Selpst, is in ninth at 210. Jeffrey Coburn, the runner-up to Jeffrey Smith, is at 210. Some other notables that are looking towards the top of that board. We got Jason Mercier at 13th right now. Alex Bolteen is in 14th. Dan Negron is at 15th. Keep going down. Ted Forrest with his victory. His 150 points. He is in 20th place. Elia Lesra, J.C. Tran also getting an early jump on some points. Nick Schulman as well. So pretty exciting GPI or Bluff Magazine World Series of Poker Player of the Year race. But Bonomo off to a great start, and of course we saw what happened last year. Matt Ashton, despite all he did, could not cash in. So this is going to be a very interesting Player of the Year race this year as well, and we'll keep an eye on it for you. And of course that is brought to you by Bluff Magazine and Bluff.com. Very cool. So we are currently waiting for Joe to see if we can bring one of the bracelet winners or two back over for an interview. Say hi to them. And it looks like we are having some of the tournaments on break right now. All right, and sounds like we're not going to get Paul on. Paul is in the 3K event. We just hopped right back in last night after he won. So hopefully we'll get to. I know at some point we'll get Paul. That is not an issue. Paul Volpe's the man. But we'll see who else we can get in here to show up and do an interview for their bracelet. So appreciate a little bit of patience. This is always a fun time at the end of our day shows when we do pull these in. Let's get a quick look at what else is happening right now. Event number 14, of course, that was the only event that started on Tuesday. The Limit Omaha Split 8 or better. And look out, Kayla McNeil has taken the lead. How about that? So Kayla McNeil now on the board at 465,000 chips and leads that tournament with 21 players remaining. Konstantin Puchkov is in second at 400,000. Alex Leno at 365. Jim Bucci at 320. Nicholas Costa also at 320. Cal Rachura sitting in sixth at 311. Joe Fapton at 300. And Greg Raymer still very much in the mix in this one at 265,000. Looking Dan Heimiller, who's leading this event for a while, down to 13th. Maria Ho is in 14th. Chris Triba in 19th. So pretty interesting scenario going on right now with Greg Raymer trying to catch a bracelet. Kalen McNeil trying to defend his championship. Dan Heimiller in a chase, and Maria Ho trying to make another final table. She, of course, was heads up for a bracelet a couple of years ago, came up just short. But Maria Ho hanging around and trying to do the damage to possibly get that bracelet and continue another exciting run for a female here at the World Series of Poker. The noise you're hearing is the seniors event. They are on break right now, so the seniors trying to do their thing. And I forgot the lesson that I had learned last year was don't bother trying to go to the bathroom during the seniors break. Not a good decision. The line does not move quickly. Event number 15, the No Limit Hold'em six-handed tournament. According to Brandon Cantu, the deserved tournament. Taking a look at event 15, and Cantu still holding the lead. I think that one may be starting a little bit later on tonight. Cantu at 244, Barry Hutter 201, Andres Heuvold 195. They're your top three with 144 remaining in that one. And of course, highlights last night. Couple of bracelets given away here in events 12 and 13. As we're looking at Gregory Kolo. Kolo winning his bracelet, knocking off Kazu Oshima heads up and outlasting a final table of Dean Bui, David Martisoyan, Tom McCormick, Dan Goldman, Ahmed Amin, and Ryan Schoenbart to win event number 12. Nice win for him. And Kolo takes down the bracelet, wins $169,225 for his efforts. But of course, this place still buzzing over the no limit. Deuce to 7 draw low ball. Of course, the player's getting one draw in that to try and make the worst hand possible. And the worst hand possible ends up being the best thing to ever happen to Paul Volpe, of course, winner of the Sunday Million. He actually, I believe, won more money in the Sunday Million than he did in this. But Volpe is your champion. Give me 1 second. Actually, pretty close on that. We'll get the final results on that. But of course, an unbelievable final table for that event. There's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide on that one, and Volpe pulls it out. Probably a difficult spot for him. Very rare that people are rooting against Paul, but I'm sure it was happening last night as Daniel Negreanu was his heads-up opponent. And you also had Jason Mercier and Brian Rast going 3-4 in that one, along with Larry Wright, John Manette, Abe Masari. And that list just kept going on and on, by the way. It was a $10,000 buy-in, only 87 players entered, so small field. But you also were looking at Darren Elias, Ashton Griffin, Joe Cassidy, Greg Mueller, Sir Watts, Mike Watson, and John Turner all making deep runs in that event. But it is Paul Volpe knocking off Daniel Negreanu. And if people didn't know who Paul Volpe was, well, now they do. But big congratulations to our good friend Paul Volpe as he wins event number 13 last night for his first World Series of Poker bracelet and pretty much beat the dream team to do it. It is going to be a performance that I don't think anybody's going to forget about for a long time here at the WSOP. Amazing win. All right, so we're just waiting to see if Joe's going to come back up here, see who we can snag. to join us here on the show. And of course, we're live here on MarkHokeShow.com at the World Series of Poker here at the Rio Convention Center in Las Vegas. And by the way, if you haven't stopped by our booth, you can certainly enter our contest for 1K Main Event satellite seat. Just hang out with us. We've got the Run Good Gear Lounge going on, a whole lot happening. It's the place to be, so come on down here. We're right between the Amazon room and the Pavilion room, just across from, if you're looking on your maps at the Rio, the Lambada room, or WSOP.com has their cage and online support center set up for you. So, great spot. And also right across from registration. So we got to see the chaos of the Millionaire Maker, and the crowd's gathering for the seniors event here as well. So pretty good stuff happening here at the WSOP. And coming up, we got a little bit more for you too. Let's take a quick look at upcoming schedule for the next few days here at the WSOP, along with me, some of the key events we'll be seeing here at the Rio. Coming up tomorrow, we'll try and shimmy this down here for you. Tomorrow, Saturday, $1,500 no limit hold'em event and a $3,000 no limit hold'em shootout. We saw an amazing battle for that shootout this last time around with Josh Aryeh taking that rough beat to Alex Bolatine, and Bolatine ended up winning the tournament. So those two tournaments kicking off tomorrow. Sunday, $1,000 no limit hold'em event, and then in the afternoon kicks off the 10K horse tournament. Of course, everybody loves playing horse, but the 10K championship will be played starting on Sunday at 4 p.m. Monday, we got the $1,000 turbo no limit event, so everybody gets to see their chips fly quickly. Should be a good time on that one. Noon start on Monday. And on Tuesday, the $5,000 no limit hold'em six-handed event kicks off at noon, along with the $2,500 Omaha 7-card stud high-low split 8 or better tournament on Tuesday. $1,500 horse tournament on Thursday. That's always an exciting one for everybody. We keep going down. We got the 10K Thursday, also the 10K pot limit hold'em and the 10K no limit hold'em six-handed event on Saturday. So those are your big events coming up here at the World Series of Poker over the next week or so. So make sure you stop down, check us out, say hi, and good luck to you if you're going to be in the tournaments at all. It's been an amazing World Series so far, and don't expect anything to change as we get it going. Just got a fast look at Twitter, and Dr. Patricia Cardner, author of Positive Poker, was on the show here early in the World Series. Guy asked me, quote, so you play a lot of poker? And she says, no, dude, it's my first time at the table. Yeah, good luck on that. Have fun messing with the doc on that one. Very nice. Let's see what else is happening here, too. Oh, Poker News team tweeting out a lot of donuts. That's a pretty interesting picture there. Well, everybody's going crazy on the Poker News team is excited about the donuts. You got to love that. All right, so that's where everything is at the moment. The seniors working their way around in the hallway a little bit. We're waiting for Joe to come back, see if we get another bracelet. We'll get to wrap up our afternoon show. We are scheduled to be back on here tonight at 6:30 p.m. Hopefully Daniel Negreanu will not use his incredible mental powers to shut down the internet as he did last night. All right, so just hanging around waiting for Joe to come on in and show up. Interesting, Justin Bonomo, of course, one of the great players coming in this World Series to not have a bracelet. And you're still looking at guys like Isaac Haxton and Marvin Rettenmeyer, two names that do come to mind that have not won a World Series of Poker bracelet yet. But man, with Bolatine, Bonomo, and Paul Volpe picking up their first, you got to wonder if this is going to be a trend that's going to keep rolling. Pretty exciting out here to see some top players that had not quite accomplished it, getting it done. Joe Payne coming back. He looks even sadder than what he was. Joe,
I'm back.
We got the big whiff. I know Paul said he's in the 3K, so
What happens is because of the 10 a.m. start on the senior event, the first break was approximately 12, and then the second break was 2:20, 2:25. So I guess they're not having a bracelet ceremony today, or it's pushed back, which is going to go beyond when we go off the air.
Okay.
So
All right. So there you go. So that's about all we got.
I could find Ted Forrest.
You need to find Ted. I think that we need to bring closure to that relationship.
Every day.
We really do.
We'll mention Ted till he comes on.
Boy, I'll tell you, aren't the WSOP.com girls just lovely? I mean, that just stunning every day.
Not all of them.
Oh, really?
The
So,
burlesque girl is very nice.
Now, let me ask you a question. So if you were a single man,
which I'm not,
but if you were, and hey, all right. Well, hey, watch it.
Watch the camera.
Yeah, we got a camera on there, bud. Yeah, we're on the air. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Joe, you keep talking for a minute.
$25.
All right.
$25. Make me $75. You need to get.
Cash transaction.
Cash transaction. $25.
Shirt over there.
Oh.
Yeah.
This one?
No. Let me see this one. This is for free.
No, not this one.
This is for free.
Good try.
This is for free.
No, not that one either.
The wrong one. The one in plastic. Is it extra large? It's not going to shrink? What is extra large? What does it say extra large?
Joe, keep talking there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
We're having a big T-shirt transaction going on right now.
Senior event.
At the senior event.
Yeah, and we are playing, and I got some chips. I'm trying to make a comeback, and I'm trying to win that thing.
Okay. Dopest. What does the dopest stand for? Okay. As you can see, we have the booth has been raided by a gentleman in a dopest shirt.
Now you can give me $25. I just exchanged
Okay.
$25.
High finances. So there is no bracelet ceremony as of we know, anyway. And Mark is now leaving me all by myself.
What is my shirt? What is my shirt?
Okay. So we will talk about whatever you want to talk about. Where is Casino Examiner when I need him now? Leaving me here all by myself. But the senior event is on break right now. They obviously, by the board, according to the board, is 4,408 plays, which is kind of ironic because last year I believe the amount was 4,407 players. So they did beat last year's total by one, if that's correct. But I think they are still allowing players to register up until the next break. So we still can, but we're not going to get to the $5,000 player mark, which I really thought was going to happen, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, right?
It's not, as he says, Mr. Dopest says it's not going to happen.
Yeah, look at this. Look.
No, don't move the camera.
He wants to see my shirt.
Okay.
I have to give him a picture of my shirt. Put it on the internet. Can you see it?
You can see it now.
Can you see it? It says dopest.
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 What does that mean? What does that mean?
Like dope, like everything is
cool.
Dopest, like
Oh, okay. Well, when I was growing up, dope meant that dope, as opposed to now it means cool. Unbelievable. Oh well. So the seniors are on a break. Mark is coming back, and to save the day.
Is everything okay?
Everything's okay. We have Mr. Dopest, who totally disrupted the show.
That's all right.
It's okay.
When you give me a free hat, it will be better.
Now he wants a free hat.
Wear hats all the time.
I hear you.
This one was given to me by the owner of In-N-Out.
In-N-Out's good.
Yeah, you should give me one.
It's restaurant call. I don't give anything away. Anybody knows me, I don't. Well, I do, but I can't. But not those.
He doesn't own those.
Yeah, I don't own those. I cannot do that.
When I make the final table, you're gonna beg me to wear your hat.
Well, it's not me that it does that. It's not my company.
Well, then they're gonna beg.
Dude, I'll get you in touch. I'll get you in touch.
I know.
That'll work.
Okay.
Yeah, actually we are.
Being interrupted, but we're on the air.
Oh my God.
What are you going to do?
Oh, somebody beer me now is what we're going to do.
Do you need a beer?
I do need a beer. I need a frickin' Jack Daniels, too, like you wouldn't believe. Put the Jack Daniels in the beer. It's like a modified Boilermaker. Just load me up.
Load you up, baby.
Load me up. Thanks to Miriam in the WSOP.com.
She made change for you?
She did. She's a sweetheart. She's kind of
Did you have to make a deposit?
No.
Okay.
I never got a little bit of money on WSOP.com.
Do you have some money on it?
Yeah, especially after I won it. Did I? I told you about that. I actually won a tournament on there a few weeks ago.
You did. I remember you telling me that.
Jesus smiled down on me and said, "You know what?
Yeah. Well.
It's time to end your suffering. My son, victory is yours."
So where we were talking about was if I was single.
Oh, if you were single.
And a WSOP
and
girls.
any one of those WSOP girls came up to you and said, "Joe, take me, I'm yours."
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you said I would have a pick or?
No, I'm just saying any one of them. You would turn down any of those girls.
Am I being?
You have literally got carte blanche. Any of those girls came up.
Oh,
to you.
any of them, yeah. But
yeah. So
not any, but there's one that I would probably say I'm busy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
You know, but it's not going to happen, so I can say that.
But I'm just throwing out a supposition there. You know.
The girl who performs in the burlesque show.
Yes.
Where at, by the way? Do we know?
I believe she said the Hollywood.
If I was single and she came over, I would take her to Hollywood.
There you go.
And back.
Oh, I bet you would.
I'd show her the sign.
She'll be making movies.
I'd show her the Hollywood sign. Just for you, baby. But, I have a wonderful, beautiful, sexy.
You have a lovely, beautiful wife.
I do. Considerably younger.
Sissy is amazing.
She is amazing. She is the queen.
I'd consider trading for you for a week, Joe.
She has a no-trade clause.
No trade clause? Yeah. All right.
And I have a no-trade clause for her also.
No, I love my wife.
Okay.
Of course I love my wife.
But you're willing to make like a 24-hour trade?
Well, they do it on TV all the time.
Was that the wife swap thing?
Yeah, the wife swap thing.
Oh.
I wonder
I'm
if
finding more things about you than I didn't know.
I wonder if somebody on that show has actually slept with the other person's spouse at some point. You got to think it happened sometime.
They lived together, right? Didn't
they? They put them together for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And you think 2 weeks is going to do it? So here's my question.
For some guys, it'd take like 2 hours. It's like, I have a new wife. Hey, let's go. Yeah.
I'm trying to set up a scenario here for you.
Okay, set up a scenario.
You trade you trade households, so to speak. You swap households with I'm trying to think of somebody that you would know their wives. Okay, you trade households with Nate.
No.
You're not. What, because of the friendship?
Yeah, because of the friendship.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have to find somebody who you're not friends with.
Yeah.
But you have to know the person, right?
No, I don't have to know the person. That's probably better that I don't.
Okay. Okay.
It's probably better I would. But
I can't come up with an example.
Man, if that door opened, and the policy was in place, I got the hall pass. No. The hall pass was in place. Yeah.
No, okay, so does the missus have the hall pass too?
Well, that's only fair. I mean, I'd have to.
Okay.
If you get the hall pass, she's got to get the hall pass too. That's a big rule, guys. Don't forget that.
So it's mutual hall pass.
Yeah, it had to be a mutual.
So
hall
you're
pass.
amenable to a hall pass. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, if
I'm trying to put the squeeze on you.
You are
right
putting
now.
the squeeze on me. If the hall pass was presented. But then you got to wonder why the hall pass is being presented in the first place, just like the movie. There's motivations.
I never saw the movie. Was there motivations for the hall pass?
Well, of course, there's always motivations for a hall pass. Joe, if your wife comes up to you and says, "You know what? It's okay for you to sleep with somebody else for a while," why do you think she's doing that? Who benefits?
You don't know Sissy, do you?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying if your wife.
I don't see my wife doing that.
If she did, though, wouldn't you question why she was doing that? She's not doing it out of the grace of her heart. Ben, you walking by the way. There's got to be another motivation behind that, and it would probably be because she wants a hall pass.
So you think so? You think
she's
offering
absolutely.
it?
Absolutely.
I wonder if Sissy's listening in. Can you either call in or type in the chat box? Let us know, would the hall pass be there? And if it was, is there an agenda?
I smell a poker reality show coming. Boy, that would make some stink, wouldn't it? Poker couples hall passes. I'm not going to mention any names that we could
Of course
even
not.
considered, but wow, that'd be a fun reality show.
If there was I'll give you this question, and I'm not asking you to.
Okay.
You have to. If there was a poker player's house you can live in for 2 weeks,
yeah,
you're not sleeping with his wife or his girlfriend,
just hanging out.
Just hanging out. Who would it be?
That's kind of tough. I know Mike Sexton has an amazing home. I've been to Frank Casella's place, and he lives in the same area. I'd probably say if I could hang out with somebody for a couple of weeks, I'd probably like to hang out with Mike, to be very honest with you.
Really?
I think that would be awesome because Mike would actually, talk to me.
So you're thinking like, well, no, you would have to have a relationship. You're not going to stay in somebody's house for 2 weeks.
Do I know?
And nobody's going to talk to you.
Do I know Phil Hellmuth? Sure, I do.
You want to stay at Phil's house for 2 weeks?
It would be interesting to see Phil's house, I think. Who else would be a
now, do you think Phil has temper tantrums at home, or you think he just...
Oh, I bet his wife doesn't let him get away with squat.
Oh, so you think he's out here
Hollywooding it up, yes.
Because when he goes home, he's shutting it down?
Yeah, he's got to shut it down. That's why he's a psychologist.
You know whose house I want to stay at?
Whose?
Because I know it's one big party. Antonio's.
Oh, that would be a good place, yeah.
Antonio, the man. I mean, I've been in his company a couple of times in Aruba during the Ultimate Blackjack Tour stop there. Staying 2 weeks at Antonio's house, I might need like a 2-month vacation after that.
Just to recover, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Or how about this? How about Phil Locke and Jennifer Tilly? No, really?
I don't know.
You don't like Phil?
I like Phil.
You don't like Jennifer?
I think you'd come out like mind melded or something. It could be very scary.
You're saying that would be scary.
I think it would be. I think there's a possibility of brainwashing there.
Oh,
I'd come out like wearing ski masks on my head and.
Well, you don't want to stay at Daniel's in the Groundless house because you'll never get a hamburger there.
No, that is very true.
You're not getting any burgers. You're not getting any steaks. You're gonna come out looking like a rabbit or feeling like a rabbit because you're gonna be eating a lot of salads.
Yeah,
Brussels sprouts. Drinks.
Yeah. By the way, that was an interesting move. I think the guy tried to pull on me there with the changing of the bills. That was odd. Just wanted to mention that. But
he gave you $100
ex-cashier, that didn't work.
He gave you $100, right?
Yeah, he gave me $100. Then he gave me a different $100 bill.
A different one.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of the move it around thing. I don't think he was trying to do anything. I think he's just kind of a little.
He's
little
dopey.
Off
his
tilt.
shirt did say dopey.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
which he said meant it's cool.
It's all good.
I'm staying at Antonio's house if push comes to shove. Whether Antonio's there or not. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of stuff going on there.
I'd like to stay at Phil Ivy's house for a while.
He's kind of quiet.
Yeah, I know.
He might not talk to me for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
Which might not be a bad thing, right?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, if there's one poker player you could either sit directly behind it, he doesn't know you're there, and you can see his cards and watch how he plays. Who is it?
Negreanu. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I'd love to see how full of it he is.
So you think he
No. I mean, that would be an interesting. Just because I think Daniel would be the most interesting player.
Would you like to stay at Lane Flack's house?
I'd love to stay.
Should be interesting.
Now I would love to stay at Lane Flack's house. I'd bake him cookies and.
That was Lane Flack walking by. That's why we wanted us to say that.
Yeah, you missed it by a great shot. If you haven't seen on the video with Greg Mueller, he punched Greg right between the eyes. That was so funny.
I did when he said you that's why you didn't make the Rocky movie.
He couldn't make it in hockey.
Hockey, he said?
Yeah, Greg was a professional hockey player.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What did he play for?
He played overseas.
Yeah. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he said he couldn't play.
No, hockey.
Because he couldn't take a punch.
Couldn't take a hit.
He couldn't take a hit. Oh.
Yeah.
David Libby.
Yes. That's him too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, things are kind of settling down in the hallway, and so I think that's going to wrap up our afternoon show for today.
Our fantasy house hunting show.
Some great conversations we've been having here. Oh, my God. All right, guys, so we will see you tonight.
Go Rangers. Go Blue Shirts, baby. See? There's still hope.
Rich Ryan.
At least
That's
today
his
his hands are full, so he can't attempt a failed shot at the wastepaper basket.
I gave Rich a like 10-second back rub on his show the other day. I just invaded and
You
started
know what?
making fun of him
You're
and
not
gave him
staying
back
at
rub.
my house. That's for damn sure.
See, but I'm secure in myself. It's not a big
Secure
deal.
yourself. You giving men back rubs?
It was funny. I did it for comedic effect.
And it was just you and Rich.
No, Eric Danis was over there too.
Oh, so it was nice. A little
Yeah.
threesome.
Well,
And who was rubbing your back while you were rubbing Rich's
nobody. I was.
back? Oh, there was a daisy
was-
chain going on.
I was safe.
You were safe.
I was safe. Anyway, that's gonna do it, guys. We will see you tonight here at 6:30.
Was there a
PM.
happy ending?
We will see you tonight here at 6:30 p.m. Pacific.
No,
Here on
meaning
the
the
Mark
show.
Hoke
Was there a happy ending to the show today?
I don't know, but
Good night, everybody. Good
See you
afternoon,
later.
whatever it is.
Have a good one.